Welcome back to Markets of Sunshine. This is Marsha, and we are on part 3 of our slow stitching book series, Decorating the Pages. Okay, so we left off with the last video, and I had come up with this page right here and the combination of the country fabrics with the bohemian. And now I have my thread ready. I've got the buttons, the little pieces of lace, the word sentiment, and we are getting ready to go. I have the tiny house was stitched, and so now what I'm going to be doing is stitching in place each one of these pieces of little fabric that I picked out of my stash in the last video. So I just want to get them placed where I want them. I'm going to bring in a little bit more lace as I go. And so now the first thing I want to do is pin these pieces into place. And I'm going to have to take the buttons off because they're going to just slide all over the place. And I don't want to lose them. Let me get my thread out of the way. My needle. Ow! Ouch! Had it upside down. Just stabbed my finger. I just find it much easier if you're holding the pieces in place. And then you're not having to fight with it. Let's see, I'm going to put it over here because it's, let me see if I can go through this lace and that piece together. I don't know what I'm hitting, but it's almost like it's, okay. All right. Whoops. And this piece of lace here, which I have two little pieces actually. Kind of like this piece up here, and then this piece over here. Okay, so we can set the tiny house over there. Just love those little tiny houses. They are so cute. And you can get these in my shop, this whole kit. All right, so I still have to peel this off, the plastic off. I didn't do that yet. And then first thing I want to do is share some happy mail with you. So a friend of mine sent me some happy mail, and I just wanted to share it with you. She did this adorable coloring page here, and then she sent me some little envelopes that you can put your contact card in, and then you can hand these out wherever you go, your doctors, the grocery store, you know, parks, whatever. So I just wanted to say thank you, Dorian, so much, and share this happy mail. And I'm saving the stamps. Aren't these pretty? So I just love it. I just love to receive happy mail. It just brightens my day. And I love sharing happy mail with you all because I know it helps brighten your day. Okay, so we're going to start off, like I said, by stitching with our embroidery thread. I'm using white, and I'm using 3 strands. And I just put a knot in one end. And then I am ready to go. And this is such a relaxing therapy for your mental health. It's just so beautiful. And I think it's something that's really overlooked, that people don't realize how important it is, and what benefit. I mean, the benefit is amazing. And if you have, you know, put some music on that you love, and you're sitting there, you know, you can have a beautiful spot to look out and enjoy and take in the scenery. I have a beautiful flower garden, and I will post a picture of that, a little video at the end of this video. So if you want to get a glimpse of my flower garden, I'm trying to get this backing off without piercing the fabric. Let me see if I can succeed at it this time. But that flower garden, I live in Florida, and you know, I'm really beginning to really look for more of the positive points of living in Florida. And when we're, you know, we have so much heat all the time. Now I went through the fabric, but that's okay. You kind of get a little tired of the heat, just a little bit. But you know, I have to look at the plus side of it, and the fact that we can have a beautiful garden and flowers, and how therapeutic that is. And you know, you can go to the beach if you live near the beach, which, you know, in Florida pretty much the beach is pretty close to everybody. And so it's about a 35-minute drive for us, which is doable, you know. There we go. I finally got that backing off of there. So I wanted to show you guys this, because when you get the patterns, the kit from my shop, and you get the stick and stitch paper, which is for your embroidery. So this is how you get this backing off. Well, actually, no, that's not. Let me take that back. The stick and stitch peels off very easily. It's just these word tiles. Okay, there you go. Look at that. I mean, this stuff is like, they did not want it to come off, I can tell you that. Okay, so this piece is going to go right up here. And I'm thinking, should we ink it up? I will do that in a momento. Okay, so first let me get the tail, because this is where I always have an issue with this. Is like, okay, look at that. I mean, I have like, what, 1.5 inches, 2 inches easily of thread there for the tail. And somehow it just slips back through there, you know. Okay, but the first thing I'm doing is just with a running stitch. And I showed you in the last video how to do the blanket stitch around the little tiny house. And we did cross stitch. Okay, so in this video I will be sharing another stitch with you, something that's easy. So the first thing is I'm going to go just with a running stitch again, just to hold these in place. You just are, the goal is to just get it in place first of all, and then you can take out your pins. So I'm going to go through this little piece of lace. Making sure it's staying flat on the back side of it. Because your thread, you always want to keep checking front and back, because that thread can very easily knot up on you. So I'm just trying to secure each piece, and then we'll get to doing some decorative stitches on here. I like to start off my day with some affirmations. And I use one that Louise Hay in her book Love Your Body, and one of the alternative doctors that I follow here on YouTube, Melissa, what is her last name? Boy, you'd think I would know that by now. Natural Health Oh, goodness. Excuse my brain not functioning right now at the moment. Um, she's the one that I had heard of Louise Hay from others, but she's the one that I mentioned her affirmations in the book. And so then I purchased it on Amazon, a little paperback book, I think, what, $10 or something. But one of her affirmations that I wanted to share with all of you that I thought would be so beneficial, and because I know we're all having issues with anxiety and stress and problems in our life, and we can get overwhelmed with it, and but to keep our mind focused on the positivity is something that really, really is helpful, and it will keep our body functioning well, because when we get stressed, then it affects our biological part of our body, which I'm finding out through another program that I'm in, which I will share that with you all later. But here's the affirmation, and you can play this video and you can write it down multiple times, but it goes like this: all is well in my world. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. Now, I added more to that for my own personal situation. So you can do the same thing. You can tailor any affirmation for what you need and how it serves you. But I would recommend checking out that book, picking up a copy for you, because it goes through every body part, just about. And I mean, it's very, very encouraging. And then I play some happy songs. So a very happy song that I was introduced to on a website, and I will, before I mention it, I got to get permission from her to make sure that I can mention it. But the song is here on YouTube, so it's not anything that's I can't share. And it is On a Cloudy Day. And it's animated. There's two versions, but there's one version that has the words. And I don't know, I just like that one better because it helps me to remember the lyrics better. But oh my goodness, the beat of that song, I used to love to dance when I was young. Oh, I mean to tell you, when I got into my teenage years and high school and finally got over my caring what somebody else thought, I got over that, and we were at a high school dance. I think it was Sadie Hawkins' dance. And so the kids were teaching us, the ones of us that didn't really know how to dance that well, were the kids that did dance well were teaching us, different steps. And so that's when I fell in love with dancing, is when I finally got some of those moves down. I say moves. And they told me that I was doing well, so I was so happy and proud of myself. I'm like, okay, they wouldn't have, because the kids that didn't do well, they're like, oh, no, you got to, you're doing it wrong, And so then I realized that I could really get in tune with the beat of the music and, just enjoy it so much. It was just fun. I didn't really care how I looked. I was just having fun. And that song awakened that inner child, and that brought me back to those days. And I would just think about, there I was at that place, at that moment, dancing with my friends, and how I felt and how wonderful it felt and how free it felt. So check that song out. And then when you're in your craft room and you're needing to be cheered up or perked up, that song should do it for you, because I mean, it just is like, and I had gotten into a phase where I didn't want to hear music. It was like, I mean, certain songs, yes, I have my spiritual songs that I listen to. But I'm talking about, the music that I would want to dance to. I was just like, my husband's very much into that. He's Latin, and oh my goodness, that man listens to music 24/7, He's like, comes home from work and he's got the Spanish lyrics on, and they're catchy tunes. I like them. But, so when I finally could embrace music back into my life, that was something that I could really, that motivated me and made me feel like I wanted to get up and dance. I've been so much happier. It's just amazing what it does for your mental health. So that's why I'm sharing it with you today, as I'm sitting here putting these lovely stitches into my little slow stitch book. Okay, so now what have I done? I've tacked down this one up here, so I can remove this pen. And I have tacked down this piece of lace with this piece of fabric, so I can remove that pin. And then I tacked down this piece of lace with that fabric. And then this one here. And then this one here with the ribbon. Okay, so, and then I put a little bit, but this piece I haven't really tacked down, and this back here. So I'm just keeping these two pins here. And then this one, I think I had this pin going through the lace, but somehow it came apart. So let me put it back in there. Okay. Now, so we're going to move on, and let me see here now. I mean, this is, because it's the Bohemian country theme, like I said in the last video, this is going to be colors that maybe you wouldn't normally put together, but it's okay because that's allowed. That's the one thing that I learned from my friend Linda Coker. With the Bohemian, there's no rules. Take all the rules away, throw them away, everything you know, and embrace this world of just go with it, and there's no right or wrong. It's just all kind of, it will all be beautiful, and it's all going to look beautiful in the end. So that's what I've learned. It's taken me a long time, believe me, to get to that point, because I just was like, ah. So I'm going to put in some yellow to pull out the yellow here in this print, the yellow from the ribbon, and then this is, more of a, I don't know, like a lightish tan here, but that will kind of bring up that yellow there. And then again, of course, I had the yellow going on in the tiny house, so when it's here, so it will all be cohesive. And I wish I had this color thread. I don't, but oh, that would just be gorgeous. And then I will bring in a little bit of red, because I have the red going on here with the door and the stitching here, and then this more of a fuchsia here, but the red will really contrast beautifully with that. Okay, so now I want to look through my pink slow stitch book where I have put in some new stitching. Now this Boro, I think it's Boro. If I'm saying it wrong, just forgive me. Is basically you just do a repetitive stitch close, and it can be in any shape, any shape that you want on your, and in an area, any size. Like, you see I just did it like this, like kind of like I was trying to go into like a bow kind of a was the idea. This one here, oh, I can't remember if this is the feather stitch. Oh, let me see. I'm thinking that that's the feather stitch. This is the fishbone stitch. I do like it. So I may do a fishbone stitch with you, and then I'm thinking this one here is kind of, it's similar to the blanket stitch, and I know it looks like it but it's not called the blanket stitch. It may be a variation of the blanket stitch. And I have to look at how I did this one because I can't remember how I did it. This one here is very easy to do. It's kind of similar. It's like the Lazy Daisy. So we might do some of those. I might do some of that with you. And then this feather stitch kind of looks like a bird track kind of a thing to me. So we'll see, which I might do a combination. All right, so that's just wanted to show you in the book what I've had worked on there, what I learned, what was something new. And then over here, I thought, no, I haven't. Okay, so I didn't put any of those stitches here yet. All right, and then on the front cover, no, nothing there. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna keep our word tile over there. And then let me see. All right, so this is going to go here. So I think I'm going to do that first. I'm going to just tack this in place, and I'm going to just use the cross stitch. Let's make this easy. Going through so many layers. So I have this back cotton fabric. I have 3 layers of very thin fabric with this particular fabric. And then now I have this fabric there and that fabric. So I'm going through like what, 6, 7 layers right here. All right, so I wanted to do a little cross stitch. Let me see if I can get the needle to come up where I want it to come up. There we go. Little itty bitty baby X right here. I don't know why they call it cross stitch when it's really X's. Anyway. When the thread crosses over each other, maybe that's where they get it from. So now I'm actually picking up the lace here as well. Oh! I'm sorry. Oh, goodness. Hope I didn't startle anyone with that, but boy, that hurt. Went right into my pinky. I seem to, you know, I think I did that in the last video. My word. Oh. Yes. Stitch at your own risk. Merciful. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and of course, is it straight? No, it is not. All right, so I'm going to put another one here and just work my way across over, no pun intended. So we'll have one in each corner, and then we will have one in the center, top, and bottom. And I just want to say that I have a sale going on in my Etsy shop on the wallets, 50% off, and then once the sale ends the end of this month, I'm going to deactivate those wallets, and I don't know when I'll bring them back, but I just wanted you to know that. So if you're interested, they're perfect to use for your business cards, for cash, for contact cards, for ephemera. Make cute little ephemera holders. You can put your stamps in them. Any little treasure that you don't want to lose would be perfect. And they come in 2 sizes, 3.5 by 7 and 4 by 4. And I think I might have a few that some are smaller, maybe like 3 by 4. And then the larger wallets, I think I have a 5 by 8. And I know several of you have gotten my wallets and you like them very much. And I have them, I've made some that are probably, I don't even know when I started making those now. 10 years ago maybe? I'm trying to think. I think it might be. So I have some that I've made that are 10 years old and they're still in perfect condition. So they're very durable. So check those out. Okay, so we're looking good. Show you there what I'm doing. The cross stitch is so easy to do, and you can do it on any fabric. You don't have to have that special cross stitch fabric. There we go. I like that. Very pretty. Every stitch is telling a story of your life and what you're doing this day. And it's just helping you get through another day. It's just relaxing. Beautiful stitches. So let's admire this and see how it looks and what a difference it's made. Gonna have to tack that down. Okay. Put the little house. Okay. So it's coming right along. It's gonna look so pretty when I get it into the book. Just adorable. Okay, now I'm going to switch thread colors. We're going to go over here to this red. Ooh, scary, I know, isn't it? Yes, I know. The brain is saying, are you sure you really want to do this? And I'm like, I know it, it's okay. Go sit in the corner and behave. That part of you that is saying that to me. I need the rest of you to be here. Okay. That's that silly limbic system. All right, now, let me see. Ooh, okay, yes. All right, right here would be perfect. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. I know I'm not a singer, but that lyric is going around and around in my little head. I would love to make that my theme song for my channel because it's like, I love it. Love it. Have to get permission. Okay. There we go. There. Okay. So now this red coming down this little bit of the lace is picking up the little bits here. So now what we're going to do, what I am going to do, I say that with we, with meaning I will add some French knots. These are fun to make. I've always enjoyed making French knots. Okay, so you take your needle, wrap it around 3 times, hold your finger onto those 3 little wraps, get the rest of it out of the way, bring it down into where you want it. Now hold this down here really snug bug and come around here. First make sure you're not going into the back of your, where am I? Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now there's the little French knot right there. You see it? Isn't it cute? Alright, so I'm going to continue that. Try to keep my hands out of the way, for goodness sake. Wrap it around 3 times, hold this tight with your finger, come back where you want it, hold this piece here, pulling those 3 strands tight. Okay, now I can do it where you can see what I'm doing. Okay, then you pull this through, keep holding that piece, bing, there you go. Isn't that cute? And because I'm using the red, it's reminding me of a cute little strawberry or cherry or something. And see what I'm talking about? So you always have to make sure you check your thread on the back because it will bunch up like that and get all in a knot. And that's not fun at all. But you got to keep this piece tight. Once you get those 3, once you get the needle pushed down in, keep holding on to that until you're getting near the end, and there you go. So that is going to be so pretty. So every little red piece here is going to have a French knot. So that is, I think, going to be enough right now for today. So we did the cross stitch and we did French knots and the running stitch. So in the next video, with our slow stitching book series of decorating the pages and learning new embroidery stitches, then we will do one of these feather stitch or the lazy daisy or the borrow. So stay tuned for part 4. So this is part 3. If you want to go back and watch part 1 and 2, I will link those at the end of this video, so be sure to stay and watch till the end so that you can check out those other 2 videos. And I want to thank everyone who is new here to my channel. Appreciate you being here with me today and staying around and binge watching my videos. That really helps me out a lot. Appreciate every one of you coming to my Etsy shop. Just favorite all of the little items, slow stitch kits that you love, whether you purchase one today or not, for future reference. That really helps me as well. And I would just love it for you to join my Sunshine Makers Club and get a 25% off coupon to use in my Etsy shop. And if the coupon is not working, that's on Etsy's end, but just message me and I will give you a new coupon, or I will just apply the discount. So thank you again for being here with me today. Stay safe and keep creating in the sunshine. Bye-bye.